Alone, motivational strategies and changing trends. Under this podcast series, this is next episode. I am going to try storytelling. This story is little different. I have not tried this before. This is take one. Time was absent. Space was unknown. Since when? Don't know. But the hibernated cells of the eyes were thawing out first time. They were opening. Nothing was making sense. Nothing was clear. What was with the eyes? The same thing was with the brain cells. They were all flattened out. Even they were genetically engineered. They were not supposed to die, but they were lost the content. Other than something is flowing inside, anything else was not making any sense. The carefully watching SSPT, the super specialized pre-trained transformer hologram, was carefully observing. He understood even the brain cells are thawed out till they have lost the content. A very high urgent DMA, direct memory access to the quantum memory, was issued, and a boost of stem cells was given. Slowly, slowly, it was awakening. Now, the body awakened, even though it was still absent everything else. Another DMA access request was raised, and direct memory access to the quantum memory was another boost was given. Something faint started appearing in front of the eyes. Oh, who I am? That was the first question. The SSPT hologram just carefully watching. Certain things started appearing in front of the eyes. A very faint, vanishing blue dot. Am I in the heaven? What was that? Suddenly he heard some voices. Some children were shouting, Mom, look at that! I spy heaven in the sky. Look, so blue. The faint blue dot vanished. Again, it was blank. Now, the SSPT had kept the booster on, and slowly, slowly, the memory cells were getting the content back. The depleting planet resources were gone. Greenhouse's effect had totally created chaos on that beautiful planet. The star was dying, the star was failing. Every day he remembered there was spacecraft will come and all the living species were dumped in and it will flow into the sky. In one of that spy, he understood, in one of that spacecraft, he understood he was pushed in, and then they were just watching. The beautiful planet was becoming smaller, 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 smaller. And one fine day it was lost. They didn't have any, they couldn't spot it anymore in the sky. Everything was dark. Again, all the memory was lost. But now, who I am, now the brain cells were more fresh. They were asking the question, probably the instinct were developing. They were thawing out. Who I am, where I am. He saw two bright objects in the sky instead of one. Are these? He faintly remembered the star and the beautiful moon. Are they? But the size was not matching. His brain cells were telling, no, they are not one what you're remembering it. Again, the question came, who I am? A man and machine. Suddenly the sound came. First time he looked around his shoulder. There was another figure. His brain was not able to compare the two things because he did not see himself. A man, a machine? The voice said, yes. A man and a machine. You are a man and machine. Do you remember? The stem cells dose was increased. The existing brain cells were not getting the entire content. They need to be newly regenerated. But still, not everything was coming out. The instinct was slowly, slowly developing. He found in front of eyes certain figures were started going in front like a ribbon. What are those images? But the brain could recognize only one red shaped image. And he heard that SSPT gave the command, and that image downloaded into the brain. What about others? There were several images, but other files were empty. They couldn't revive. Only the red shaped image revived. Once it downloaded, he felt so good. What was that? He looked around. Now he was feeling so fresh. The brain was feeling so fresh. There was one emotion. Oh, that was the emotion. At least one emotion was correctly downloaded, but everything else was blank. He saw there were several things around, and there was one SSPT, the super specialized pre-trained transformer, but there were several GPTs were also in terms of hologram, and they were doing something. What are these? He asked. What are all these objects surrounding him? First time he was noticing it. The voices said, the companion voices said, those are the pieces of creation. Creation? He observed the pieces were slowly moving together and getting into a shape. The pieces of creation coming together and making something. He was feeling so Something was coming out. That was the only feeling he was getting in from outside. When he looked around his companion, he saw the same emotion. And then several moments were undescribable. When the things came out, then they understood that the pieces were now almost come together, and there were several things they were seeing outside. Several holograms were tirelessly working. These are creations. That means who we are, creators. The companion voices said, now you remember? You were dropped here. Even it was very pain, but he realized that after that blue spot was vanished, there was total darkness and only few memory cells they were still thawing out. He asked, why only one was dropped? Where are others? How could be one only one drop? The companion voices said, they couldn't take chance to drop everybody on one planet. There are trillions of objects were recognized and they were going to sprinkle them everywhere. You could be only one, and these are your hologram with you, and we are making these creations. Other than that wonderful feeling, there was nothing else. So all these are creations. It was that emotions was kind of pouring like a fountain outside. That was the only red shaped emotion was downloaded, he observed. But now he got one question. That means, who are you? He asked the companion first time. I am just machine. That means you are not dropped? No, that SSPT, the super specialized pre-trained transformer, created me through the hologram. He 3D printed me just before you. And all these creations are coming. Now he's assembling it. We are assembling it. That SSPT is integrated in our brain. You are man machine. I am machine. Man machine man. He realized in that era, man machine and machine were all compatible. They were made all compatible. And the beautiful creations were happening in front of. Afterwards, were going to become all natural. They will be called natural. But still, he was observing there is only one emotion, and he had the realization of that. In deep inside somewhere, some brain cells, some stem cells was telling there are other emotions which are blanked out, but that SSPT is fully capable of regenerating them. We don't know what they are, but he will regenerate. Till now, till that time, that's the only emotion. Is that called the age of growth? Is that emotion, that red emotion, is that love? Is that the age of love? Yes. When the creation starts, there is always one emotion. because all other emotions are absent. The super specialized transformer will develop them later. But when the age of love, age of the truth starts and the creation takes place, the age of truth lies or stays till that time, till all of the emotions comes into picture. So this was the story of Age of Truth. How you like it? Thank you.